All right, what's up, y'all? So I wanted to show y'all two things right quick. I done started me a new compost pile. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got my old tomato plants up under there. And then I took some leaves from right around where my compost pile is. My compost pile is up under a bunch of trees in the shade. You don't have to have your compost pile in the shade. That's just what mine is. But what I really wanted to show y'all, if the rake act right, was over here where I rake these leaves up. And I just want to show y'all what'll happen if you just let leaves break down. Look how pretty that is. And I'm telling you now, I scrape this stuff up all the time. You see how it'll hold like that? But then when you barely press it, it'll break loose. That's how you know you got some good stuff. So basically, when you see, when they talk about leaf mold and stuff like that, this is what they're talking about. When the worms and everything have just eaten all those leaves down to this beautiful stuff here. And these were oak leaves, so don't let nobody tell you oak leaves won't break down. But yeah, when I was talking about in my compost video, what are people composting? That's what I meant. Sometimes people composting stuff that actually, when it gets through composting, it turns into bricks. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, when you use this, you don't need to amend it or nothing. It drains perfectly fine, but it still remains moist. It's almost a perfect balance. So if you can, try to compost you some leaves down. This is what it looks like when it's a little bit drier. So if you was to let it get dry for months and months and months, that's what it'll look like. See how it's still actually a clump a little bit? This actually had a piece of wood on top of it, and it wasn't able to get wet. And I didn't even know the wood was here actually, because it must have been here when I moved here. But I moved the leaves back, and I'm like, this is a piece of plywood, but the plywood was just about rotten, so I took the plywood and put it to the side of the road for trash. But you can see that soil, it wasn't getting as wet as this over here. This over here was actually getting water on it. But even still, and this is why I'm able to start stuff in this stuff, like start plants and seeds and stuff, and I don't have to buy all that special stuff. So compost you some leaves. This is what my compost pile starts out as. Now I usually just do leaves, grass clippings, and all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, like, I can get a chunk of this and I just barely touch it. And this was leaves, grass clippings, pine straw, plants out of the garden, because see this right here, the rest of this was a collard stem. So I'm gonna throw that in the new compost. Any of this stuff like this that's not finished, I throw it in the new compost. I did put this pile on top of a piece of plastic or whatever, but you can just see how pretty that is. So anybody talking about they not composting but they serious about gardening, I'm gonna be honest and question you, because when you can grow this and you don't have to amend and you don't have to feed, you can look over here and see some of the grass clippings that's not broke down, and you can put those grass clippings in your beds. That will not grow new grass. But once again, now snicker paper, pick that out. Stuff does get in my compost, y'all, but I'm just showing y'all how beautiful that is. And it was worms and stuff in here. It probably is if I dig deep enough. But there we go. I found one. There's a red wiggler right there. But yeah, it's worms, and that's mainly what breaks this down. I do cold composting. All y'all talking about putting coke on your stuff and ammonia and all it. Don't let nature do what it do. All of this, you trying to intervene and you trying to make stuff do stuff. Y'all stop that. Just let nature do what it do. I think the last time I collected grass clippings was the last time the yard man mowed the lot next door, because I don't own that yet. Speaking it into existence. But when he mows that, I just have him drop his grass clippings right here. and I put them on whatever pile I want. Like I said, you can see clump up, and that's kind of what you want. You want it to be like that. And I don't even know what this is. Some more trash. But y'all be a little bit cleaner. See, I have a lot of stuff that blows in off the street. People just walk down the street, throw crap out of their cars, and it blows. Everybody has. I mean, if you live on my street's fairly busy, but yeah. And then I have this. The squirrels come bury the acorns. That's probably about the worst problem I have. But yeah, if you just leave this, let the worms do what they do. I do not really turn this. That's why my compost video, the last time y'all saw one, y'all haven't seen me turn it in a very long time. It's because, to be honest, y'all, I might turn this. Look at this. Oh, some more worms. Oh, they fell out. But anyway, here's one. But I don't really turn this that often. I do a cold compost. It's not a hot compost. If you do hot, you have to turn it to actually keep it hot. And the reason why I don't do that is because, for me, it actually makes composting. See, y'all see this grass like this at the top on the edge? I'm gonna dig a hole, put you in there, and let the worms handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do that. Let the worms just break that right on down. We did see that was tomato plants. We'll put that in a new pile. So was that. Y'all see all that? Now, take some soil, put over the top of that, let the worms have at that. So that's about the most you'll see me do on these compost piles. You won't see me really turning them like that. How these people be turning every week and all this. It ain't enough time in the world for me to be doing that. And if you work, if you got kids, you already know what I'm talking about. You may not have, 30, 45 minutes to turn compost piles. You may not have that. Or you may not be able to. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to. I'm blessed to be able to. But, doing it this way, cold and just waiting on it, yeah, it take you longer. It took me about 3 months to get that like that. From this stage to that. Breaks down a little faster in the summer. So this it ain't gonna be 3 months, because 3 months it'll still be winter. This will break down, and the reason I'm not watering this and putting water on it to get it wet. It's gonna rain today, so I'm gonna let the rain that in. Just kind of keep your stuff moist. As long as you keep it moist, the worms will stay in it. They will keep eating. It's real simple. That's pretty much it, to be honest, y'all. Let the worms and Mother Nature and all that do the work for you. Don't work yourself to death. So many people working themselves to death in the garden, and I'll just be like, y'all must enjoy working yourself to death. But you see what nature did over there, and I didn't do anything. That's none of my intervention. That's all worms, just nature, water, letting that break down. But yeah, so don't think that you have to be out in the open. You can be in the shade. This is completely in the shade. You can do this completely in the open. I will say, if you're going to do it in the open, if it's summer or you live in a hot climate where the sun's beating on it, put a tarp or something over the top. Why do I say that? You don't want all your liquids to evaporate out of it and it become dry. So if you put a tarp over the top, the water evaporate up, hit the tarp, and go right back down. So your pile won't dry out. Because that's the worst thing for compost. That's what makes it take even longer. It dries out. But if y'all look and see all these leaves and stuff, over time, I'm going to get all these leaves. I kind of been neglecting and not really getting all my leaves and composting it all. I kind of just I usually would leave all that out there. Not this year. I can't, because I'm telling you, I'm pretty much out of soil. This is what I got. And I got like 5 bags. Could I go to the store and buy soil? They got soil on sale right now. Yeah. But I bought a bag of it to see what it was, and to me it was trash in the bag. So I'm not into buying that trash, y'all. You keep buying that stuff you want to. It'll never be like this. Never. I don't care if you pay $15 and you buy Miracle Grow moisture control. However much that crap costs. It still won't be like this. And your stuff still won't grow the way you want it to grow. So, and that's not ifs, ands, or but. nature, that stuff that's made by nature, no chemicals, no rushing, no, it just grows stuff better. When a human get involved, I'm telling you now, it's not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same. So y'all need to start realizing that and start thinking. I'm not saying if you got to buy it, you got to buy it. But if it's any way possible that you can get some leaves and get I mean, you ain't even got to do it on the ground. You can do it in a trash can. You can do it in a tote. You could do it in any number of types of containers. Do something, compost something. So anybody up under the sound of my voice, if you are in doubt about whether you should compost or not, please know that you should. This was a huge piece of tree. Look at that. Now, I have shown this a million times, and I actually quit showing it. But look at how wood, that was a spider running. Look how wood break down. That's almost soil already, but it's actually not quite ready. So all of this, I'm going to mash all that up, and I'm going to add it to that pile over there and let it finish over there because I've been wanting this out of my way anyway. Y'all don't mind my vintage can openers. Come on. Yes, I'm out here in 40-degree weather with shorts on. I know somebody gonna have something to say. Ah! But all this is going in that pile over there. Okay? So I just want to encourage y'all to compost something. Do something. Don't let nothing go to waste. Especially if it's free materials. I ain't never heard telling nobody charging for leaves. So, but that's my time. Until next time. See you guys later.